Pus bucket.
Oh, God. He's talking about Ghostbusters again.
It's all dark and horny at 12 o'clock.
Hold on to your ass!
Mass hysteria! Mass hysteria! Mass hysteria!
Ice, baby. All right, stop.
If there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you say.
Ghostbusters, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
First off, I'm gonna get this out of the way right up front. Let us go back to my Ghost Rankings list from my Ghostbusters performance review video. If you have not seen that video, I highly recommend it. It's nearly an hour of me talking about the history of most things Ghostbusters in film and TV. Here's my list from the end of that video, and after one single viewing of Frozen Empire, I would put it right about here. Right between the Extreme Team and the Alternate Universe Answer the Call crew. Really, I only have one major complaint about Frozen Empire, and that is, to me, it felt more like an extended pilot for a Ghostbusters television series. And if you're gonna do that, then why not just do a television series?
Welcome to the new Paranormal Research Center. Now we can study them.
Give me 8 to 10 episodes of this on Netflix every year and I am in. I liked Garraka as a villain even if he seemed like a second-rate Sam Hain. Instead of Eternal Night, Garraka was more of a forever winter kind of guy.
So cool.
But then what do we do next? A fire god? A water demon? The Buffy-esque big bad formula doesn't seem sustainable for a film franchise.
Who are you gonna call? God, that phrase is never gonna be usable again, is it?
It keeps the films from feeling epic and more episodic.
I see what you did there.
One more smaller complaint I have is, can we just be done with the Mini-Pufts? I get it, they're funny, they're cute. I own the Plasma series figure set, but I'm just kind of over them at this point. In Frozen Empire, podcast mentions
Ray smuggled them back from Somerville. I'm pretty sure they're mating.
And if that's the case, what does the town of Somerville look like 2 years later?
I'm multiplying, see? I'm multiplying.
Gee, that kind of sounds like something you could cover in an episode of a TV series. Frozen Empire begins in the New York City of 1904. Perhaps for the first time in history, the employees of the Hook and Ladder Firehouse respond to a call that is supernatural in nature. Except this poor crew of firefighters has no idea what they're in for. A Ghostbusters movie has never opened like this. In 1984, we didn't see Ivo Shandor building 55 Central Park West. In 1989, we didn't see Vigo ruling over Carpathia. But maybe we should have?
Well, you're probably feeling what Vigo's feeling. Carpathian kitten loss. He's missed his kitten.
While Frozen Empire is certainly not perfect, it did so many things that I loved. Cleverly making the Ray Parker Jr. music video, the cereal, and even some of the toys in universe canon. I'm actually kind of surprised that they didn't throw the real Ghostbusters animated series in there too, you know, like, yeah, we tried to stop them from doing that, but since they didn't use our likenesses, we couldn't do much about it. Oh well, it turned out pretty great for business, for a while at least. Frozen Empire is very reminiscent of the real Ghostbusters, from the way it depicts Ecto-1 racing through the streets of New York City, to exploding PKE meters.
Ow!
If you've ever seen my PKE series of videos, you know that I love me some exploding PKE meters. I know that I'm far from the first person to point out the real Ghostbusters comparisons with Frozen Empire, but as you may have noticed on my rankings list, real Ghostbusters is my favorite Ghostbusters on the list, above even the original film. When we catch up with our new team of Ghostbusters, they are in pursuit of the
gross. It's the Hell's Kitchen sewer dragon.
An A+ addition to the gallery of ghosts and ghouls in the Ghostbusters film franchise. Mainly, I love this scene because it comes very close to recreating this real Ghostbusters promo art in live action form. Perhaps I am a little jealous because that is always something I wanted to do if I ever had a chance to make my Ghostbusters film. Then we discover that Walter Peck is now the mayor of New York City.
The Ghostbusters are finished.
That's right, good old
Wally Wick here
is mayor. I'd kind of like to know how that happened.
I want to know more about what you do here.
It would have been a really cool post-credit scene if Afterlife had just ended with, you know, like a Walter Peck campaign ad. New York City. When the citizens of the Big Apple needed him most, Walter Peck was there. This election day, vote Walter Peck for mayor.
I'm Walter Peck.
And I approve this message.
I don't know what the that was.
Also, the pseudo Peck from Ghostbusters 2.
I'm Jack Hardemeyer. I'm the mayor's assistant. I know who you are, Dr. Venkman. I just don't see any ghosts anywhere.
Hey, remember Ghostbusters? Oh, I remember.
Sure, he lost that job at the end of that film, but could he have returned to the mayor's office? As long as you're gonna member bury us, why not?
You know, I'm a voter. Aren't you supposed to lie to me and kiss my butt?
For the first time, I feel, since the original, this Ghostbusters movie had some genuinely scary moments. I was 9 years old the first time I saw the original film in theater, and there were a couple of times where I actually left the screening room and went and stood out in the hall, while my 7-year-old sister remained seated during the entirety of the film.
Get her!
When I was 7 years old, I saw Poltergeist on TV, and that really f***ed me up for a while. Patton Oswalt and Kumail Nanjiani are playing new characters, Dr. Hubert Wartsky and Nadim Razmati, and it pisses me off. Not that I have anything against these two actors, it's just that they've both gotten to do some pretty cool shit in their careers. And now they're in Ghostbusters? I guess I'm just a little bit more than envious. James Acaster is Lars Pinfield, basically a blonde Egon. He is a scientist who is head of research at Zedmore Industries' new paranormal research lab. I would like to see more Lars in the film, but Frozen Empire has a Fast and Furious sized cast, and many of them get cheated. Callie and Trevor aren't really given much to do. Lucky and Podcast feel like they're here just because they were in the last movie. For the most part, Frozen Empire really feels like Phoebe and Gary's movie. But Paul Rudd and Mechanic Race are very charismatic actors, and people love them in almost everything they do. When Phoebe comes up with a way to alter the proton packs in their combat with Garraka, I nearly transcended because that was kind of something I wanted her to do in the last film, another scenario directly out of the real Ghostbusters. The returning original cast members are used pretty well in this. I feel better than they were in Afterlife, at least in my opinion. Dan Aykroyd's performance as Ray Stantz is almost heartbreaking at times. Bill Murray gets a couple of great moments.
Melnitz in uniform, yeah!
For 30 years, Bill Murray refused to do a Ghostbusters sequel, and now he's done 2 of them in the past 4 years. I think the big issue may have been that he didn't want to carry a Ghostbusters film. But in this guest star type capacity, I have a feeling he might be willing to keep doing these things. For a while, at least.
Aren't you supposed to lie to me and kiss my butt?
I think that director Gil Kenan did a decent job. Prior to Frozen Empire, the most notable live-action film he did was the 2015 Poltergeist remake. Poltergeist. It all comes around full circle, doesn't it? That was a remake that I did not exactly hate. I thought they tried to do some interesting things in that film. Fan reaction to Frozen Empire seems to be very mixed.
That's not Ghostbusters.
Well, what is a Ghostbuster? Quick, somebody get Matt Walsh on the phone.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, please.
No, wait.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
If this franchise is going to continue, at some point, you have to move beyond it being about 75-year-olds in beige jumpsuits. I really enjoyed this more than Afterlife. It wasn't as nostalgia heavy for the old as Afterlife was. I appreciated the world building, the expansion of the Ghostbusters franchise, new lab, new equipment, new team members. All these are things that I've dreamt of since the Saturday mornings in the mid-80s. Well, there were also a lot of things in the trailers that are not in this movie.
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Why did she say that exactly the same way? That doesn't make sense.
Boom! Not in the movie. Boom! Not in the movie.
According to these hacks, they saved the world. No eyewitnesses.
Boom! Also, not in the movie. Naturally, these deleted scenes have caused some to call out for an extended cut of the film, as if that's a thing that's just sitting in the Ghost Corps vault somewhere. The bad news is that even though I started production on this video almost immediately after seeing the film on preview night, it has taken me over a month to finish it. The good news is that Ghostbusters Frozen Empire hit streaming this week. I apologize for the delay and the lack of videos on my channel. I have been in a bit of a creative funk for about the last 9 months or so. I've got a lot of ideas in various stages of production. I just need to find a way to get my artistic groove back. Thanks for watching!
Travis by the punch bowl, he's spinning his tails. He's talking about the Ghostbusters. Yeah, he's at it again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That means don't. Haven't you seen Ghostbusters, Pat?